I don't know. Maybe it's a bad thing that we don't have like an official intro for any of our programs. Really? Well, I guess we do technically for the request show and for the new music show, right? But it is Friday night in covidland, ladies and gentlemen, which means it is time to open up the phone lines and find out what is on your mind tonight. Tonight, of course, being June 28th in the year of our clownishness, 2024. And this is actually our final broadcast for the month of June here on Liberty Radio because we are planning to kick back and relax a little bit tomorrow night with a couple of good friends over on the New Prisoners channel during Saturday Night Anarchy. Tongue's not warmed up yet. We'll get there. We will eventually get there. Yeah, a little moonshine might help, Tom. It might. I need to find some. I actually haven't been able to find any down here in Texas yet, other than the crap that they sell at the liquor store. That's not what I'm looking for. But ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday night open lines. That means that it is your chance to be a part of Liberty Radio. Call up. Let us know what is on your mind tonight. The link to dial in to the broadcast is in the Liberty Radio Telegram channel, as well as the New Prisoners Telegram channel as well. I put it in both places and then, of course, sent it out to a couple of other people who are Telegram disinclined. Which I think is a shame because it's a fantastic communication tool, in my opinion. I know it's spying on us. They're all spying on us. It's no different from any of the others. It's just whichever one you like using more to allow it to suck away your data to power the all-powerful AI that's eventually going to kill us all. You know, it's a personal preference. You do not, you will need, in order to call into open lines, you will need a little bit of tech expertise. Like you need to understand how to work a video call on a computer or a phone or tablet or something like that. People use all different kinds of devices these days. I'm waiting for the first open lines call from like an Apple Watch or some shit like that. That would be very interesting and probably difficult to format. Might even crash the stream. Who knows? But hopefully one day we can find out. Anyway, you don't necessarily need to turn on your camera if you are of the shy variety of human flavors I'm speaking about. You don't need to turn on your camera. That's fine. We don't have to see you. You do need to turn on your microphone, though. Otherwise, we don't know you're there. It's just a blank black block. You know, if you don't turn anything on and there's nothing there, we don't even really know. You might be the AI come to spy on us, come to think of it. That might happen at some point in the future too, ladies and gentlemen. Yet another reason to always tune in for your Friday night broadcast. And again, this isn't a show that I actually prepare anything for ahead of time. This is not about me. This is about you guys. It is your chance to sound off on whatever you want to. If you want to talk about the debate last night, bless your little heart, we'll talk about the debate last night. Okay, that's fine. We don't care. Like I said, we want to know what is on your mind. That is what Friday night is all about. Offload all of that bullshit from the previous week here in COVID land and leave it laying behind you as you head into the weekend. So that way you can have a better week next week, because that's the way it should be. That's what I think anyway. So go ahead, give us a call. Oh, I did have this just came in during the last audio break. Apparently, it's official now, ladies and gentlemen. The poll results are in. We are your number one pirate radio station with coordinated bot campaigns in the social ghettos. Yes, it's true. Thank you. Thank you very much. We worked very hard to earn that honor. Shout out to Krista over on X Twitter with her 5 totally different accounts. You know, we get a lot of love from the porn bot community over on Twitter. And it just, it makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. Really does. Because I know they're actually listening because they care, Otherwise, they wouldn't take the time to like the posts and all of that stuff. I guess that's where the views are coming from as well. I don't know. I know it's like nobody else ever gets to see it. They get to see it a bunch, though. That's pretty cool. Well, see, Hayden, do you really need to pop in and just tell us that you're avoidant? Like, if you were truly avoidant, wouldn't you even avoid doing that? Or is your social what do they call it? Disability. Is your social disability not that severe yet? Believe it or not, that's about to be a thing, ladies and gentlemen. That's one of the reasons why they're setting up the whole AI determining what your current psychological state is by data mining your activities online. Yeah, that's all coming. That's all baked. That was actually a part of, if I'm not mistaken, that was a part of either the SPARS War Game Simulation or Event 201, one of those two, where they eventually had algorithms that were monitoring people's psychological states. Yeah. That's been part of the plan from the beginning. And that's just another level of control that can be exerted on the common person. And they have absolutely no recourse because the system is completely rigged against them. It's about to start happening in a much greater degree. You remember the member of the Secret Service detail for Kamala Harris, who got removed because she failed some sort of psychological something or other. And there were signs. We saw that there were signs. That's why we had her go through the psychological testing. Because we thought something might not be right. Yeah, all that shit's about to come in. Probably with the next regime in the White House would be my guess if I had to put like an actual time on it. But anyway, it is Friday night. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your opportunity to be Liberty Radio, not mine. That's not what we're here for. But since nobody is calling in just yet, and I know it is summertime, so it typically takes a bit. I did actually I got a communique through the back channels from returning champion Rob just a little bit ago. And he is planning to call in before we go off the air tonight. I don't know exactly when, but he has made the threat. So I expect him to make good on it. He did mention having quite a bit to discuss, and I'm here for it. We're all here for it. That's what Open Lines is for. We've been over this. Anyway, while we are waiting on the first adventurous soul to call in, because, hey, here's the thing. You have a chance to knock Rob and rock Knob if you want to do that, I guess. But you have a chance to knock Rob off of the champions podium right now by calling in and being the first caller on Open Lines. That's what it's all about. But since nobody wants to do that yet, We will go with a little YouTube roulette adventure. Let's see, what does YouTube want me to watch? Oh, look at that. They want me to watch some Lupe Fiasco. I know you guys can't see everything that I'm saying. That's fine. You don't need to. I'm just looking for something good to get us started. Might have to go with that Tech 9. That looks decent. Here we go. I found it. All right. Still nobody on the line yet. So this dropped 5 hours ago on Bryson Gray's YouTube channel. I saw the what do you call it? Like the advertisement or whatever for it earlier in the day, saying that it was going to drop later. I saw the title and I was like, at some point this weekend, I'm going to have to listen to this song. So what better time is there than right now?
I can't support abortion, I'm a Christian, what else do you expect? The only thing you should be murdering is your flesh. Christians say don't judge, then they stop reading the text. It explains how to judge if you try reading the rest. How you love her like Christ loved the church if you can't commit? How is it biblical womanhood if you don't submit? You a grown man, stop painting your nails like a chick. I choose violence. Christians out here partying you with Diddy, I'm confused. Cause it's God of the world and when y'all gotta choose. Y'all claim to be gay and Christian, you think God is amused? And I guess that's why they pushing it in all of the schools. Well, okay, let's see who's going to hell. Revelation 21, they has a list I can tell. Cowards, unbelievers, and abominations as well. Liars, murderers, and these witches that's casting the spells. Hold on, Bryson, please don't cross that line, chill. I thought they could see it through the scripture, they blind still. They call Trump racism, how do I feel? Isn't Joe Biden the one that passed the crime bill? I'm not Republican cause they win against God too. Transgenders wearing MAGA hats, y'all pick a side too. On judgment day, what you gonna do when Jesus slide through and choose violence? Well, this is what they need more of. America, the new Sodom and Gomorrah. Rumors of wars from the news reporters. They prophesied about these times in the Torah. Well, this is what they need more of. America, the new Sodom and Gomorrah. They prophesied about these times in the Torah. Violence. 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 Stop talking about your zodiac signs, cause that ain't true. Lady, why is everything on you fake, cause that ain't you. Unbelievers mock us like apostles, but that ain't new. Ain't a lot of people on a narrow path, it's just a few. Bryson, why you call out Lil Nas X? Cause Elijah, he never let idolatry go unchecked. Kanye West, he need to repent too, because he next. How you gonna be impatient with Jesus while still in your flesh? Bryson, will you use my pronouns? No, stop trying to force me into your delusion, cause I can't go. Children of Satan acting like my brother, you ain't bro. Saying Lord, Lord, don't make you someone that he know. No, if you still on that milk, how you plan to grow? If to the world you a friend and to God you a foe. Your favorite rapper push destruction, but you say he a goat. And that's why I serve the lamb in the words that he spoke. Well, this is what they need more of. America, the new Sodom and Gomorrah. Rumors of wars from the news reporters. They prophesied about these times in the Torah.
There we go. Damn. Bryson Gray, I Choose Violence. Brand new, just dropped today. And since there is no new music show next week, that's probably going to have to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. We have our first caller on the line. Let's see. There we go. We were messing around with this last Friday, Coop. Me and Yona, because there was a point where it was just me and Yona, and so we were doing all sorts of weird stuff.
Cool
with the format. Yeah, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, dude. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right, all things considered. You know,
right. Are you excited for next week?
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding? I've been looking
dude,
forward to this for like months.
I'm fucking jealous, brother. I would love to go to that shit.
I figured as long as I have the opportunity, I might as well go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Because, we never know what they're going to try to pull next week. So if we can get it done now, just get it done now, and we'll worry about the fallout later. Which is, probably why I end up in so much trouble all the time. But you only live once, man. Allegedly.
That's right. Well, that's what they say.
Yeah.
I guess I'll find out when I die, right?
That's all right, I guess. Depending on where you go,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not too keen on going towards the light at this point.
Why? What's got you weirded out about that?
Every time I see references to the light, when I trace it back to the source, it ends up being like something from the Theosophical Society or some offshoot from there, or like some other weird freaking cult. Like it's uncanny.
Well, I think a lot of the problem though with these like the esoteric stuff and all that shit they got going on is a lot of people only see that it's on a bad side. You know what I'm saying? But we have to remember that there's a good and the bad. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying the light is good, because I don't fucking know. Right. And I've heard the same thing you've heard. Like some people say, like Sam Tripoli said, "Oh, don't go into the light. It's a trap," or you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I don't know, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and by the time
a lot of people don't realize there's always good and there's bad to everything. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's the duality. It's part of how the universe balances itself is the best way that I can explain it. Yeah, you can't have anything that just exists without an opposite. Like you find that everywhere. Right. It's always between two poles. Maybe that's why the control system works so well. Because it operates off a dialectic.
Right. Yeah, that's very possible.
So what's on your mind tonight?
You were by yourself, and I got about a half hour before I have to start dinner, so I thought I'd jump in and hang out with you for a minute.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries. Just before that, I went and checked on my girls out in the back, my plants.
Oh, nice.
Doing pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah. The wife forced me to grow plants this year. She's like, "I want 4 plants this year." And I'm like, fuck. It's just the way I like to do it, Drizzle. I like to use cocoa as a medium.
Yeah.
And that's can get very expensive because you got to buy all the fucking nutrients and all that shit. You know what I mean? So when I went to the grocery store this year, I told the dude, I said, like, I'm trying to do this as cheap as possible because I'm fucking broke. You know what I mean? But the wife wants some plants, and he's like, "I can hook you up, dude." So basically, I'm doing it this year in dirt, and it's all got everything in it. I just have to water and maybe add a couple supplements to it, like some sugars, some humic acid, and some silica. So that shouldn't be too expensive.
Nice.
Yeah. But when I get the money, dude, I'm going to do it Tom's way next time. I think I'm going to do just one big, maybe 2 plants, but it might be just be one big one. You know what I mean? See how big I can get it in a pot.
Oh, yeah. I've seen some that are like 20 feet tall.
Yeah.
Like not in person, but yeah, I've seen pictures of them.
Well, the last indoor crop I did really well, dude. I tried some different things and it totally worked out for me. So
nice.
I'm a big indica guy. I don't even like fucking with anything else. If it's a hybrid, it's okay, but that's just me. I'm an indica, and I know what to do to indica plants to make them do what I want them to do. So
damn, I'll have to sit down and pick your brain on that one day.
Absolutely, dude. Anytime, brother. I one plant, I pulled almost 1.5 pounds. That's indoor. So
wow.
I mean, it's sometimes it's a little tough to get a pound out of a indoor plant.
Yeah, I can imagine because you're limited on space typically.
Yeah,
depending on how your grow setup is.
Well, I had it set up for 4 plants, but I only did 3, and the other 2 plants I got over a pound off those too. So a little one was at 19, and I think the other one as 19 ounces, and the other one was like at 21 ounces, which was a Kush, dude.
Oh, nice.
And yeah,
that's my favorite.
Dude, I love OG Kush.
Yeah.
My favorite to grow, dude, as of right now. I've done quite a few plants, but I can't say I've done them all. But I do like the Fire OG strain, dude. I know what to do when it comes to that plant. I know how to manipulate it. I know how to do what I need to do to get it to fucking grow the way I want it to grow. And let's just say, dude, the buds turned out so fucking good, dude. Like when you burn it, it just kept burning, brother. It just kept burning. Yeah. So I did something right that time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And plus, dude, I will completely pull all the big fan leaves off the indica plants, because basically what they're doing is they're just taking up your nutrients, and that's not where I want my nutrients to go. I want it to go to the buds. Humic acid is very key when you're using nutrients, dude. Basically, what the humic acid does is it breaks down the nutrients for the uptake of the plant. And I also do a super crop. So when I have it in veg, what I'm doing is I'm pinching where there's going to be a bud site.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what that does is that helps take up the nutrients and puts out more bud sites on that branch.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to try that because plants
are like weeds, brother. You could do pot plants are like weeds. You could do all kinds of shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I have noticed because I've made quite a few mistakes over the course of the last couple months, and I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4 plants that are doing well.
Indoor, outdoor?
Indoor.
Okay. Yeah, you're in Texas, so.
Yeah. And I don't know what the hell I'm doing, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Hit me up, brother.
So I'm just learning as I go. But I'm going to be throwing mine into the veg cycle after I come back from Pueblo.
Got you. How big are they right now?
About 2 feet.
Okay. How long are you going to let them veg for?
I don't know. How long can I?
Fuck, dude. You could let them veg as long as you want. You just keep them in that vegetative stage, and they'll just keep growing. Man. Basically, what you could do is, if you really like that strain, you can.
No, I'm sorry. Bud cycle. I'm going to throw them into the flowering cycle when I get back from Pueblo. Yeah, they're growing right now.
I would let them try to get a little bit bigger before you kick them into bud, brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I say it's going to be end of July. What I would do. Yeah, end of July.
Because basically, mine are in veg right now outside. And as soon as July comes around, that weekend of July, I'm kicking them into flower.
Yeah.
So basically, what I'm doing by doing that,
same cycle I'm following. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm basically all I'm doing is transplanting into the dirt that is made up for flower. So. I don't know. This is I'm learning right now too, Driz, because fucking I've never grown in just dirt. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah, I've always done cocoa.
Okay.
Because cocoa, you can in dirt, it's hard to keep a water cycle. You know what I'm saying? Like
I have noticed that.
One plant might take more water, and then the other one's dry.
Yeah.
But with cocoa, you water every 3 days, just like clockwork. So one will be your nutrients or whatever you want to feed it, and then the next will be just water. With a little bit of CalMag, maybe some seaweed. But yeah, you want to try to keep that water.
Right.
And dude, it's crazy because if you're doing indoor, hopefully you have a good drainage system or you have a vacuum to suck that water up, because it's gonna run right through that shit.
Well, I have it set so that it catches the water underneath, so that if the roots need water, they can still get access to it.
Gotcha. You got pans.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it sounds like you're doing all right to me, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, if
just kind
we
of
can always do an
together.
offline thing too, if you want to fucking chat a little bit about it.
Yeah, I don't know that I want
to
to talk a whole lot about my setup on the air.
Yeah, no,
being
I get
that
it.
I am in Texas.
Okay, we could change the subject.
I
know I have to be careful because harps can't really talk about that shit either when we're doing live shit.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't mind so much, but I'm just thinking, like, could this possibly come back on me at some point in the future? Yeah, it probably could.
Right. Yeah, we'll have a discussion offline next time.
Yeah.
Or not recording or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been really interesting just from the standpoint of, like, I've never been a person who, like, just tends plants. You know, this is something that I have not been used to doing at all. So it's almost like learning a new skill. I guess it is really learning a new skill.
It sure is, brother. Are you playing music in there?
Not specifically in there, but I do play music in the house, and I play it rather loud. So I'd imagine it
Get
gets
you a
in
little
there.
radio, brother, and start playing some fucking classical music while, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I've heard plants love classical music. And
please talk to your ladies when you walk into that room. Say, "God damn it, girls, you're looking beautiful today." Yeah. I'm telling you, dude, it really does make a difference. Yeah, it really does. So I was working, and then I would go into the room, and everything would just go, all the stress, everything would just go the fuck away, dude. Those plants were helping me out at the same time as well. So it's something that's cool to do. It's not stressful unless you make it stressful, which it can be at times because, you know, something might be going wrong. You know what I mean? Do you know who Jorge Cervantes is?
No, I don't.
Do me a favor. I want you to look him up after your show and get his book. So basically that book kind of will tell you what's going on. Like, so if you walk in and you see a bunch of yellow leaves or something, it's going to give you a little guide to what might be going on and how to fix it.
Yeah. Well, I'd found a website. I didn't find it. It was recommended to me. No, this is another resource, and that's excellent. But I was basically just going off of what I was seeing on the website, and, you know, the very little gardening experience that I have in my life. So yeah, I was just feeling my way through it.
Right.
I figure I'm going to screw up a lot the first couple of times, but that's how you learn, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. That's how I learned. Yeah. I mean, I had somebody showing me, and he had been doing it for a while, but there were times when he wasn't around. You know what I mean? Like he would go out of town to go work, and he's like, "Hey, I need you to take care of this shit." And, you know, so I kind of got thrown into it at some point and had to just fucking do what I had to do.
Yeah. Figure it out.
Yeah.
I find that's how most things, you know, people end up learning stuff that they never figured they would ever need to know. Because they just get thrown into the situation and they have to figure it out.
Yeah, that's kind of how my life's been, dude.
I hear you. Absolutely.
I mean, I did go to school to learn how to weld, but other than that, like when it comes to plumbing, dude, I just had to watch and learn, basically.
Bam. See, and that's stuff that I wish I knew how to do. You know, because while I was out like chasing dollars, like I wasn't, you know, learning how to do any of that stuff. And of course, I didn't learn any like handyman type of stuff from my father because he wasn't that type of person. You know, he was a freaking accountant, so he spent basically his entire life with his nose buried in a fucking ledger book.
Bummer.
Yeah. But no, I am 100% a product of the Rhodes Milner system.
Right.
You know, the whole thing that was installed when they brought the Prussian education system over and all of that shit. Yeah. 100% a product of that.
My dad's side of the family's Prussian.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he's a hemophiliac, dude. So you know what that means, right?
He's royalty.
That means incest, brother.
Well, yeah, exactly. He's royalty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I could be a lizard fuck too, Drizzle. I don't
know. One of these days we'll meet up IRL and I'll tug on that beard. We'll find out.
Right?
I may be the only person with the balls to do it, but we'll settle it up. We'll find out.
You know, dude, I haven't had a whole lot of people try to do that, but I've had kids try to do that. Or my cats. They'll always like Delilah will chew on my beard.
Oh, wow.
And then Lucifer, he would get up underneath and fucking scratch his head up on that shit.
Yeah, Rose likes to chew on my hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when she's up on the back of the chair and I'm sitting there, she likes to reach out and start gnawing on my hair.
How's she doing with the getting fixed and all that?
Oh, she's fine. She's back to normal.
Cool.
Yeah, it was like she was really out of it when she got back. The next day was better. The next day was better than that. And then after about like 4 days, like I didn't even have to watch her as far as like, you know, licking the incision or anything like that. She wasn't doing any of that stuff.
Cool.
So like a week later, she was back to normal. Like actually back to like 3 months ago normal, like crazy psycho half of the day. She's actually outside right now because she destroyed.
No problems with fleas.
Oh, we're still dealing with the flea problem, but I mean it's much better than what it was. But yeah, she destroyed one of the blinds in the back bedroom last night. So yeah, she's outside right now.
She's in trouble.
Yeah. I was like, you're fixed. So out you go.
Right. I have a hard time. I can't let my cats outside. I have had a couple outdoor cats and they just got chewed up by some other type of animal. And they're like my kids, dude. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I had my sister's cat. She left her cat here when she left my house, and he kind of became my cat, and he was wanting to go in and out of the house, and so I was like, "Fuck it, okay, dude, here you go outside." And then one day we found him dead. I think he was poisoned or something underneath our bedroom window. Like he was trying to get back to the house. Yeah, so
that sucks.
And then we had another cat, another gray and white cat, and I don't know, he got in a fight with something and it just fucking wrecked his world, dude. He was all fucking chewed up. So,
well, this one appears to want to be outside. Like I'm not joking. When the sun goes down, she goes batshit crazy, like jumping off the furniture and fucking doing backflips off the wall and just like crazy shit. I've never seen a cat do some of the things that she's done ever.
It sounds like you have a good cat, brother.
I mean, not if you're trying to like, you know, it's got a brand new couch, man. Damn.
Oh, dude, I have all used furniture in my house, brother.
I know.
Yeah, dude.
I had to have a couch though. Like I wasn't about to wait around for something comfortable to sit on.
Right.
So I'll let her back in eventually. But yeah, I think she's one of those cats. She needs outside time because she was getting stir crazy.
Right.
Even before she got fixed, you know, before she went into heat, even. Like, I don't know
when they go into heat.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about her. Or maybe it's like just that that variety of cat or whatever, but yeah, she's got moments where she's not there. Like you can see it in her eyes. She's somewhere else. Yeah.
That's cool. I don't know. I to me that's just a little bit of character. You know what I mean? Like I
Well,
can
it
deal with
is.
the
Yeah. But it's also like it's like having a crazy girlfriend, right? Like you kind of know like where the triggers are and when they're going to be coming, but there's always that time that you step on a landmine you didn't know was there.
Right. Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
The bouncing Betty.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, oh shit, we're doing that now. Okay.
So my female cat, she took over for my other cat that we had to put down, Lucifer. He was the ruler of our house, and she so now she's the queen of the house. But she's such a good family cat, dude. She recognizes everybody in the house. She knows who they are. Like when Grandpa goes out in the backyard to go garden, she's at the window watching, keeping an eye on Grandpa, making sure he's okay. It's different. Like we've never had a cat like that before. So she tries to take care of everybody.
Wow.
It's very strange.
Well, but I mean, there are humans like that too.
Yeah.
You know, and I've had enough pets in my life to know that they do have their own unique personalities. Right? They all have their personal preferences, things that they like and that they don't like. And it's not like it's uniform across a breed or anything like that. Like they actually have their own personalities.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. For sure.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I think I know one of those types of humans. I think she lives a couple streets over, but that might be a story for another time.
Right. Hey, they let you guys have fireworks in Texas, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, they're supposed to be setting off fireworks tomorrow night. I think 9:30 is what Phytophiliac said. So you might actually hear them during Saturday Night Anarchy because they literally set them off just a couple of blocks away.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm right in the center of Jasper, so the park is like a couple blocks south. And that's where they do it.
How close are you to Houston?
Couple hours.
Okay.
Yeah. It was, who was it I was talking to? Somebody earlier about between here and Beaumont, because Beaumont's like due south of here. It'd be like the closest major city, but even that's still like almost 2 hours.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lived in Houston for a while, dude. It's different.
Houston is definitely different.
Yes, dude.
Not one of my favorite places in the United States, that's for sure.
I'll tell you what, though, their fucking Mexican food's not too bad in Houston.
Yeah, but that's all over Texas. Like, you don't have to go to Houston for that.
Right.
Well, I wouldn't go to Houston for that. I wouldn't go to Houston for anything.
Well, I was fortunate. We weren't in the city. My brother lived kind of out in the outskirts, you know what I mean?
Okay.
In the burbs, which was kind of cool because a lot of the neighborhoods they all had ponds in them and you could go fish them. So
oh yeah,
I just go around the neighborhoods and go fish the ponds. That was fun. But a couple times I went out at night. My brother's like, "Hey, dude, you better be careful for them snakes and them fucking gators and shit." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "I'm like gators," and he was like, "Yeah, gators." Yeah, damn. Dude, there's some gators in them ponds, dude. You got to be careful.
Wow. All right.
I got chased off by a water moccasin.
Well, that I could understand.
Yeah.
But this isn't really like, I don't know, I wouldn't consider this to be like swampland. You know, it's marshy, but it's I don't know. It's not. I'm like 20 minutes from the Louisiana border. but it's still not quite the same. I don't know. Maybe I'm just shooting my mouth off and I don't know what I'm talking about. It just feels different from what I remember of Louisiana. Because I haven't been there in like, I don't know, 20 years or something, 25 years.
They got them in California, brother.
They have gators in California?
Yes, I was watching this dude last night and he was talking about it. So the guy would watch, he's like an ex-con.
Right.
And right now he's doing like these stories of his life and his family and stuff. So he was going into this one guy he knew, he was a tweaker and shit. And he was like, you know, he saw the guy, he was throwing chickens out into the fucking river and shit, you know? And he's like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, why are you throwing chickens out there? He's like, trying to catch me some gators. And the dude was like, what? This is fuck California. Ain't no fucking gators in California. He came back a couple of days later, dude, and the dude had a fucking gator.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, they have up in the Sacramento area, dude, they have it's like a lake, but it's a really big lake and it has a bunch of fingers off the fucking lakes and shit. And it's kind of swampy and you know what I mean? So I could definitely something like that could live there. Whether they do or not, I couldn't say, but it's possible.
Yeah.
You know, somebody could have let a fucking gator out, you know, their pet gator out and fucking.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it would need, like, one would need another to breed with in order to start a population.
Right. Well.
But, I mean, all these things are possible. You know, it could happen. It's part of the reason that there's such a problem with pythons down in Florida.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You know, because people were just like letting their pythons run wild and they started breeding and now they're fucking all over the place.
Yeah, now they're eating babies and shit.
Yeah. There's one, I remember seeing a story of a woman who had to be cut out of a python. Like by the time they got to her, she had already been swallowed whole. And they had to open it up to get her out.
My wife had snakes. I think they were rose boas or something like, I don't know, something like that. They were big snakes. They were well over 6 feet long. And there was a couple times where she had some incidents, like she was feeding one time and it latched onto her fucking arm and started squeezing. So. Oh, wow. You got to be careful with them snakes, man.
Absolutely.
They're unpredictable.
What's going on tonight, Rob?
What's up, Drizzle? How you doing? What's going on, Tom?
I'm doing all
just
right.
Chilling, brother.
Holding down the fort tonight. I'm doing pretty well.
Cool.
I got the opportunity last night to watch that clown show that they were putting on for the normies, and I didn't want to watch it. My girlfriend was, we got to watch the one with RFK's answers too. And
he was in the debate.
He had his own thing. He had a website.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Oh, that's right. He was doing like color commentary for it or something, wasn't he? Or no, he was fact checking all of their claims. That's what he was doing.
No, they had him as if he was in the debate, taking the same questions and having like the same amount of time to answer.
Oh my God, that's even gayer.
Yeah. Cosplay.
Wow. Y'all aren't going to let me play, so I'm just going to do it on my own.
The one question that none of the three of them, they all had the same answer when it came to, what do you guys think about a Palestinian state? Oh, well, let's not talk about that. Let's leave that up to Israel.
Well, I mean, they're both backing it. You know what I mean? And our Junior is too as well. So, I mean,
the American dream's failing. I thought that they had good enough drugs to make Biden seem semi-coherent. And boy, was I wrong.
I think that's part of the shit show, though.
Oh, I think that was on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, it's to inflame people because they're going to, give Trump the presidency and all the people that hate him.
But they're also they're going to yank Biden. He's not going to make it to November. Like, it's never been clearer They want to get rid of him.
Well, somebody posted in the Telegram, the AM Telegram. I don't know who it was. Somebody was interviewing Gavin Newsom. And, I'm like, dude, that's probably who they're going to try to put in there. You know what I mean? I know Steve says not till 2028, but he seems to keep popping up on these little, you know what I mean? These little interviews. And like a couple weeks ago, I saw him do a couple interviews and they were talking about that shit, and they were talking about how Biden, is doing so bad and stuff. And I was like, dude, maybe they'll try to push him before that. You know what I mean?
I don't think they will, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but who else are they going to get in there?
Well, they got all the CIA talking heads on TV acting like they're panicked. So, I mean,
why not go ahead and let Kamala take over?
Camel toe?
Yeah.
Dude, I think
just let her finish out the term, man. She's not going any further in her career. This is it. She's done. Like she's never going to be elected as a president or probably anything else ever again.
I mean, as fake as it all is,
let her have at it.
I still got to believe she had to take Biden's droopy old balls across her nose to get that position.
Probably. And she probably did it gladly with a smile on her face.
In character, I mean, that's how she got.
Well, how did she get to where she was at?
That's right. Willie Brown knows.
Montel
Williams knows. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, dude. That would be terrible if she became the president.
I honestly,
I think that would be worse than
entertainment. Biden. Oh, it would be worse.
No, it would be great entertainment for sure.
Guaranteed to be worse than Biden. But Biden has been fucking entertaining. You have to give him that. Like, it is never a dull moment in the Biden White House. They left what? There was cocaine left where in the White House? Yeah. I mean, you didn't have. Here's the funny thing: you did not have that happen during either Bush administration or even Clinton, and they were doing all kinds of coke.
Yeah, how does information like that even get out unless somebody wants it to get out?
Exactly. They want it to get out.
They have total information control in that White House. And
yeah, that was. I mean, that was that. I felt like it was. They said there was only about the size of a quarter in the bag. So I mean, like, dude, that could, you know what I mean? Like, Hunter Biden ain't fucking around with no quarter-size bag of fucking.
Well, maybe that's all that was left.
You would have done that before you went into the meeting. Why would you have left that? You would have been like, this is a little bit more. Why not before this meeting? Yeah. So what if my nose is bleeding? I can't stop talking.
Oh, yeah, but Hunter's getting that good coke, dude. He ain't getting that bullshit.
He's getting the Zelensky supply. I think.
Yeah, right.
Well, he's CIA, so he's getting it direct from the source.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank God for them. Or there'd be a bunch of trank addicts roaming the streets. It's amazing how.
Wait a minute.
Is that what that shit is? That's making people fucking get all fucking zombied out and shit.
Yeah,
that's one of them.
They hang over at the waist with some remarkable balance that I can't even understand, because you would think they would just land on their head, but they just bounce there, and for long periods of time. I saw it in San Francisco, and then I live on the East Coast, so I had saw it probably right after I got back from San Francisco. I started seeing it in Philadelphia. It's like, wow. Imagine that. They're pumping the same drugs on both coasts at the same time.
Imagine that.
So I was watching this little clip. It was on YouTube. It was of this homeless guy. And the guy was interviewing the homeless guy. And he was talking about how he was trying to get off the drugs because he got a voucher to get a place to live. And so he wouldn't be on the streets anymore. And he was trying to really trying to quit doing drugs so he would, so he could be legit in his little pad or whatever it is he had coming.
Right.
And he had to go, I guess he OD'd or something. And and they took him to the hospital. And he said when he got his paperwork back, dude, that because he's a heroin addict, and he said when he looked at his paperwork and his blood and shit, and he said there was no heroin in his blood at all. He said it was some synthetic fucking shit and something else, some kind of for the psych meds.
SSRI?
For the crazy drugs. Yeah, he said it was some kind of shit like that, dude. He said there wasn't even any heroin in his system.
That's weird.
So whatever they're putting out on the streets isn't heroin.
Well, it's probably pure fentanyl at this point. We're not guarding the opium fields of Afghanistan anymore. So I think
and that's what worries me right there. That's the United States loses the drug trade, brother. We're in trouble, and that's what's happening right now.
They didn't lose it. They moved it to a laboratory.
Yep.
They control those cartels that
right. But
rocking that shit.
The Russians are moving into Afghanistan right now, dude, and that's where we get all our fucking heroin from.
Well, but believe it.
Have you tried to get heroin lately, Tom? It's not easy. It's difficult to find. Yeah, I wouldn't normally be going and looking for it either, but I've heard through the grapevine from folks who have looked for it. It's not easy to find. It's not like it was back in the day where you could just like down the corner, there you go. No, it's not like that anymore.
Probably like 5 years ago, within the same week, I had somebody walking down the street in Old City, Philadelphia, asked me if I wanted some dope. And I was like, damn. I got back to my office, like, man, I really need to clean my shit up if people are fucking offering me fucking heroin on the streets. And then like a week later, I was over the bridge in New Jersey at some shady convenience store going in to get something, and some dude, he wanted to sell me Xanax and heroin. I was like, wow, that sounds like a great combination.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That'd be a Saturday night party for some people.
I'm glad I'm not strung out on any drugs right now. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That's my whole safety plan, to say look like I'm poor and broke like the rest of them.
Right.
Well, that guy looks really bad.
It's definitely an effective way.
I was locked up with a gentleman back in the 90s. I was at the federal prison in San Diego, and basically this guy that I was locked up with, he lived on top of a high-rise building in downtown San Diego. He had money. But he liked to go out and live on the streets and do crack and shit, dude. And that was his gig. So
that's what they said about Kurt Cobain. He used to like to go back to some shady trailer park where he would score and go like check himself into like a sleazy like hooker motel and just hang out there for days getting high. At least that's the lore. I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta. So I heard at the end before he died that he wasn't doing any drugs at all. He was pretty much completely off the heroin.
Well, yeah, I had heard he was trying to get clean for his daughter, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was in rehab.
Yeah.
Checked himself out, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, dude, I mean, he's a seasoned drug addict. He knows, you know what I'm saying? Like, he knows how much heroin to do where he's not going to kill himself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when you find fucking enough heroin in somebody's body to kill 3 fucking elephants, that should let you know right there that something shady's going on.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. How could you even use the shotgun?
You can't. That's the thing. You know, when you're fucking nodding out, there's no way you're going to be able to put that gun in your mouth and pull the trigger, brother.
Well, that's why you have to have Courtney. Yeah.
As soon as that shit hits your veins, you're going to be dipping.
Yeah.
You're going to be fucking feeling some warm sensation, not worrying about a fucking shotgun that you had in your hands.
Yes, sir.
Speculating, of course.
Right. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You know, maybe it didn't surprise me as much as it should have, Rob, but the timeline on Twitter today, can you guess what everybody was talking about?
I don't know. something. The Hawk 2 girl. She take the
Oh, that
whole
was
month of
last
June.
weekend, man.
That
Come
was
on.
that was why I
Did
was
you keep
away,
up with
and like
the memes?
I was happily away at Pork Fest with a bunch of cool people
Oh, that's right,
hanging
you
out.
were. Yeah, how was Pork Fest this year?
Oh, it was awesome. It's always a good time getting together with people of like mindset and having interesting conversations, seeing what everybody's doing as far as how they're farming and all the regenerative techniques that they're using. So that's it's great for that. Networking with people, saw a lot of good music live right there in front of me.
Oh,
Met a couple
nice.
artists.
Are you
Who?
growing? You have a garden outside, Rob?
Yes,
Have you looked into electroculture?
I have. I have towers in all my gardens, but
How does
I
it
don't know
work?
that I don't know that it's really working all that well. I use 16 gauge copper, wrapped it around like sticks from my woods, put them up. I mean, I was using organic compost for soil. I put raised garden beds in because the
Right.
soil, I'm in the pine lands, so my soil sucks for growing anything. But I've got a few techniques for revitalizing any soil by using like charred wood,
Right.
piss on it, mix it in the soil, um, and using a lot of wood chips on top of your stuff to keep the moisture in, so you don't have to constantly water it.
Right.
That's another good trick.
See, I grow a cocoa, so the water just goes right through it. It for me growing. You know, the marijuana shit is it's just easier for me because I it was 3 days every 3 days I would water, so I had a little schedule going. I don't know, it just was worked out better for me that way. I'm doing soil this year. I've never done in soil, so it's a whole new thing for me.
Results vary, controlled
Yeah, they do.
conditions, and
Oh,
Like I just
yeah.
went out
Yeah.
there and did the little pick, picked up my bucket to see if it was going to need water tomorrow. 3 of them are fine. One of them's going to need to be watered here tomorrow, so it kind of throws off everything, you know what I mean, when one has to be watered and the other 3 or 4 don't.
I planted a bunch of stuff in the middle of May when I saw that it wasn't supposed to frost again, and I'm
Okay.
already getting stuff: zucchini, some
Nice.
cucumbers. I have a couple cherry tomatoes that have like about 1,000 green little ones on there, ready to go any day.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
my father-in-law does a little garden out in the backyard.
I'm
I
trying
got
to
a
expand.
Yeah,
yeah,
I've
I
heard
got
a
an
lot of
old,
people have had trouble with their gardens this year.
like, what kind of trouble?
Just it was difficult growing conditions. Too wet, too dry.
It's been pretty dry where I'm at.
Has
I've
it?
been have supplemental watering.
It's been wet as fuck down here.
That's why I encourage people to go indoors.
Yeah.
At
Yeah, I
least
definitely.
you can control the environment that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely want to get a greenhouse, some chickens, and
Greenhouses work well too. Yeah. I
I
mean,
saw all kinds of.
you can't get 100% control on the environment with a fucking greenhouse, but you can get pretty damn close. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I've seen them like bury tanks of water, like 50-gallon drums of water, and it maintains the temperature after the sun like heats it
Oh,
up all
okay.
day.
Yeah.
That'll like keep the whole thing, good enough at night so things don't frost over.
Interesting.
It's always good to have like insulation on your bottom level, though. I mean, you got to have the glass parts, but there's I think they're like some type of plastic that they make like big long sections of it that you can use to make a greenhouse out of. I can't remember what the hell it's called, but super durable. It's supposed to last forever.
Just don't use PVC with it. The PVC will degrade that fucking plastic.
Yeah, that stuff's terrible.
Yeah, PVC. Yeah, it is, dude. It's only good for fucking drainage, brother.
I would agree with that. Absolutely.
Yeah, anytime you try to introduce it into anything else, he's asking for trouble.
Yeah. And like we use, I don't know, I'm sure they use PEX where you guys are from for water lines and plumbing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even
Mhm.
know how legit that shit is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what kind of, if that shit's leaching off into the water or, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, it's best to take whatever water source and run it through at least a charcoal filter, if nothing else.
or use copper instead of PEX.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is they need the copper to build all the fucking servers for the AI. You know, so it has to go to something more important than making sure that you have clean, potable water.
Well, here's the thing with all that AI
It's for
technology
humanity, Rob.
and the new servers, the new class of servers that they're building to handle this AI.
Uh-huh.
They don't have a power grid that can support it. They don't have data
Nope.
centers that can
Nope.
support it. So
Not yet.
it's
Not
So,
yet.
how's that
But
all
they
going to
will.
work then?
Well,
they're
what
all,
they're going to do, Coop, is they're going to take away your power and use what you've been using to power your refrigerator and your computer and your lights in your house and whatever else that you use electricity for. It's going to go to the AI now. So I say learn how to make candles. That would be a good skill to have in the future.
making
Absolutely.
candles.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
being able
what
to do
about
it.
those little, like, I've seen people on YouTube, and I heard a lot of it was bullshit where they were creating power, you know what I mean? Like, with a
Oh,
little
the
generator or whatever, you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
perpetual
Yeah.
immersion.
So I wonder
There's
how
definitely
legit that shit is.
there's definitely ways to manipulate the magnetic field and electricity, but
Mhm.
I think that there's a lot of dead people who figured that out.
Gotcha.
Doesn't mean you can't figure it out. Just don't try to market it as a product. Figure it out for
Exactly.
yourself. You know,
Well,
use it
You
in
know.
your house.
there was a kid here not too long ago who designed a thing to draw power from the ether, from the sky, the air, whatever you want to say.
Right.
And the fucking feds found out, dude. Basically, the reason how they found out, well, the thing he built was it's a ungodly looking thing. It's just disgusting looking, but it's powering up his fucking home. And basically, they came after the kid, and the kid was like, then what after they talked to the kid, he was like, yeah, dude, I can't talk about this. He had to shut his face, you know what I'm saying? Because the feds told him, hey, dude, you can't, don't be telling nobody about this shit, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's the mistake that everybody makes.
They think they're going to be
They
rich.
want to they want to broadcast it to the world. Look at this wonderful invention I made. No. The
Well, I was
people that
watching
run
this-
shit don't want people talking about this shit. That's why they end up dead.
That's dated technology. All that shit. They figured it out a long time ago.
Long time ago.
I
Long
was
time
watching
ago.
Sam Tripoli one time, and he had some dude on there who created one of these machines. And basically, he said he didn't tell anybody about it. He kept it all to himself. You know what I mean? But he said that the feds came knocking on his door one day, and they were like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing back there?" And he was like, "What are you talking about?" Basically, they were catching some type of through the ground. It was putting off some kind of fucking vibrations or something. And the feds, that's how they fucking figured out he was doing it. They were catching the vibrations from whatever he was doing. And they were like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? So they went to that dude's house, and he has even like a court battle going on. He's trying to get this, because the feds are fucking with him.
Yeah, they
And,
never. You never win those court battles.
No,
somehow.
you don't. But you know what I mean? Like,
Next thing you know, you're MK Ultra, and you're telling people you're Jesus. And
yeah, well, I haven't seen the dude back on Sam Tripoli's show lately, so it's probably a good possibility that already happened. Yeah.
Damn, you don't remember what his name was, do you?
I don't, dude. And this was probably maybe 2 years ago. So I don't even know. I know it's not on Rockfin.
Buy some magnets, buy some copper, maybe some quartz crystals, play around a little bit.
There you go.
Apply a little electricity, some liquid mercury without touching it, and see what happens. Apparently,
what did you just instruct people to do, Rob?
Well, according to the Vedic texts, I mean, that's how you create a anti-gravity device.
Oh, really?
Applying an electrical current to mercury, and it'll swirl around and create a magnetic field around you. But
well, sounds like the Nazis did that already. The De Glock.
There's I don't know if you can still find it, but you used to be able to find like articles from U.S. newspapers in like the late 40s, 50s about them cracking anti-gravity, and then that shit quickly disappeared. I guess they didn't have the same control back then. People were still curious, trying to get you to buy a newspaper.
Yeah.
But now, I think the CIA is hands down the largest funder of media organizations in the whole world right now, aren't they?
You mean ahead
the
of
Catholic
Big Pharma?
Intelligence Agency?
Well, I mean, the big pharma money is the bonus money. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, obviously the CIA runs CBS. If people don't understand that, then like you got a lot of work to do to get caught up. So I mean, that's like their official mouthpiece. Washington Post and New York Times as well. You know.
Well, we're gonna have to take that to executive session, Drizzle.
Oh yeah.
Like the church committee. Do you have people working within media organizations? Well, we provide. There's some people we provide stories.
Oh yeah. I've got the clip around here somewhere.
I just saw it. I think today I was watching something and somebody played it, which brings up what I was thinking about was the Project Whistleblower guy. Did you guys have a chance to watch those videos?
No.
The guy, he was the original Pfizer whistleblower. But
where did I hear about that?
Yeah, I heard something about that too.
I saw it on the AM Wake Up, and I just happened to watch it. They were talking about it the other day. That I think Chris was talking about it. That they nobody's like there's no views on it, and
that's right.
So I went and watched it, and I was like, "Holy shit, man! This guy, he was their original whistleblower within Pfizer, and he had all this stuff that they wouldn't use, and like he painted a pretty compelling picture of how controlled O'Keefe always has been, and the board of his company, and like they would take like stories that were sensational but ridiculous. Like his thing was like he learned that there was no COVID virus, and that these people were trying to like pump up that. You remember the black gay dude who got exposed? They were trying to say he was like some director at Pfizer, and he was talking about they were going to manipulate the virus for new strains instead of to keep their vaccine business rolling. It was some bullshit like that. You remember that?
Yeah, no, I do. Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Yeah, the link where you can find the video. Somebody just dropped it in the I'm sorry, not somebody. Nefarious Bullshit just dropped it in the Odyssey live stream chat. It is it's very simple. It's justintegrity.net.
Justintegrity.net.
Yeah, you'll find it there, or link to it at least, I would imagine. I'm going to check it out after we're off the air.
Yeah, it's definitely eye-opening because nobody really believed O'Keefe was serious. with his partisan attack nonsense. The guy called it the low hanging fruit, is what they exposed. But he had on, his hidden camera. He had people at Pfizer talking about how they gamed the FDA into approving their vaccine for emergency use. Like
Yeah.
one of the people who actually was working on it at the time with the FDA. So he wouldn't release that stuff, and the guy was like trying to get hold of the footage because he was like a 23-year-old dude just out of college, and decided he wanted to make a difference.
Yeah, he got played by James O'Keefe.
He did.
What a
And then
surprise.
he followed him from the Veritas to the OMG, and with the intention of exposing him for the fraud he is. And he ends up, by the end of the second part of the video, O'Keefe has gone to Bohemian Grove for his retreat. Tried to pretend like that's not fucking strange in any way.
Well, there was.
Well, I mean, he's there with other gay men, so that's not strange. I thought everybody knew he was gay. Like, every time I say that, people start laughing. Like, he's gay, man. As far as I know, always has been.
Yeah, he wasn't acting when he was going on dates.
Right, exactly. He was actually manipulating those people for his own benefit on a dating site.
It's all so slimy. The fucking fake opposition media. Pretend. Like, it's really sad that that's how, like, everything's fallen. Like, there is no journalistic integrity. The people who have it are broke and struggling to even tell you anything. Whereas the people who repeat the lies are like, living lap of luxury.
Yeah, that's fail forward. That's the way the whole system works.
Well, most of the people who believe in this whole stupid Trump Biden thing are like, they don't even want to talk about it. They're so upset. The Biden supporters are so upset they want to talk about it, because if they watch it with their own eyes, it's just like, Jesus Christ. That's been the reality since before the dude was elected, and now you're just noticing because it wasn't.
I think that's all part of it, right? Because these are emotional triggers.
Well, I think what
that are being pushed.
I think it's basically the whole drug pharmacology thing. I mean, you can give so much before you kill the horse, so you got to keep it fucking just under, and it just doesn't work the same way after you keep using it and using it and using it. So
right, but those people who don't actually like pay attention to anything and just allow themselves to be programmed by like MSNBC. 2 days ago, they thought the world was like great and wonderful and everything was fucking, butterflies and roses and shit. And they just got knocked on their ass last night because the entire narrative that their worldview was built on crumbled right before their eyes. That was absolutely calculated. And it was done to elicit a specific response from these people.
Well, I mean, as much as everybody knows there's a deep state, I mean, everybody should also know that there's different factions.
Some people don't believe that, Rob.
Well,
truly.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right about that, dude.
Dude, my ex would say you are a crazy conspiracy theorist right now. I am not joking.
I would say, what books have you read lately, honey?
And she would show you all of the fucking modern Harlequin romance books that she had been reading lately. She read trash, dude. She didn't read history. She didn't read philosophy. She didn't read any of that shit. She read fucking trash.
You would think reading would like make your intellectual curiosity go to something other than that.
So, dude, my wife's she's a brainiac, dude, and she loves to fucking read. and she reads fantasy books, dude. She's like, and she can read 3 800-page books in a day, dude, if she really wanted to. That's how fast she can fucking read. But she does tell me though, like some of them are no romance novels, and some of them are just space kind of stuff or whatever. They're it's most people would probably just call it mindless reading. You know what I'm saying? But it's amazing, dude. She has learned like things from these books, because these fucking authors are slipping in shit. You know what I'm saying? Underneath the radar. So she has learned quite a bit from just reading, like, maybe not romance novels, but like other like fantasy, like space kind of things and shit like that. So I've tried to get her to read, like, Whitney Webb and shit like that. And she's like, I'm just not into that shit, man. I don't want to read it. Okay.
Well, Whitney's books are that's an acquired taste. Like, right. I fucking tore through those books in no time. Like, it probably the fastest I've read 1,000 pages in my life.
I read them both very quickly, and I also realized right from the get-go that I wasn't going to remember all the names, and but there was enough of it through that and other reading that connects a lot of those names and makes them more prevalent in your mind. But it is a very twisted, connected web of organized crime and government, oligarchs, all working together to make sure that the playing field wasn't level for anybody but them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they came up with the idea of, intelligence disguised as Wall Street bankers and lawyers and supporting every interest that they had. They're not as good at the coups as they used to be.
They're not as good at anything as they used to be. Because again, these are all structures that were built generations ago.
Well,
yeah, and the people that have them
they can't
today,
come up with nothing new.
Well, that's because they never had to. They never had to. They have manuals to go to. Or what are we supposed to do when this happens? They don't have the ability for creative thought. That wasn't a part of their training.
Yeah, that's what the butler used to do.
Yeah,
that's what
they're as much a product of the system as we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's disturbing.
Yeah. Dude, it's getting fuck crazy out there for sure, dude. And I think it's only going to get a little more crazier towards November.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I don't know exactly what the trigger points are going to be.
I don't either, but
yeah.
I mean, they made Trump out to be like the loving grandfather last night in that whole debacle. Somehow.
Did they really?
That he I don't think the guy has any feelings, but he looked like he was as a World Wrestling Federation Hall of Famer. He did a good acting job pretending like he was just feeling bad for the old man. And like, why did they do this to him? How humiliating.
Because what's going to happen is Trump's going to get arrested, go to prison, and then Biden's going to fucking let him out.
Might be the other way. Might be the other way. That's how they get rid of Biden. They bust him on corruption and throw him in a cage, and Trump gets in there and is like, oh, come on, we need to treat Joe better than that.
Seems like they're trying to ride this pony into the fucking ground, man.
They are. Like, they're milking it for every last fucking drop. Yeah. It is unreal. I expected Biden to be gone by now.
I thought 2 years. I didn't think 2 years. I thought it was over. I thought they were going to try to hand it over to Kamala and try to make her not fuck things up enough that the people who hate Trump.
That ain't going to happen.
Hate her even less.
Happen, Rob.
That's never going to happen.
First day she gets in there, she's going to be fucking shit up.
Oh, they had her trying to explain away Joe Biden's bad debate performance. Well, it was kind of a slow start, but he got all of our points across, and decency. Jesus Christ, man.
Did you gentlemen ever see the video the lady posted on Twitter when she asked Siri? I'm pretty sure it was Siri. Where was it when Biden fell on his bike? And Siri came back and basically she didn't even answer that question. She just came out and said that Joe Biden died 4 years ago in the Bethesda Hospital in Washington, D.C.
What?
Yeah.
Siri said that?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I have not seen that video. I would like to, though, because I would like to hear that in Siri's voice. That would be mighty interesting. She was wrong with her World War III prediction, though, so I don't know how much I actually trust Siri.
No, I'm not saying.
Yeah, no, she said World War III was supposed to start on Thanksgiving last year, and it didn't.
Oh, okay.
So,
if he was dead, if he was dead, would you put that out there as the replacement?
Well,
I know they're incompetent idiots, but at least somebody who can complete a sentence. At least put a fucking wrinkly old mask on him.
That dude that was up on that stage is not Joe Biden. That is a fucking mask.
Yep.
So, you know what I mean?
And just like the couple of minutes that I watched last night, no, you'll never convince me that was Joe Biden. The shape of the head was completely different.
So, part of the big humiliation ritual that's been going on as long as I can remember now. Seems like I can't remember when it wasn't going on.
Right.
The color revolution. It's pretty sad.
Color revolution.
People will ride this dumb fucking system right down into the fucking line to pick up food when there's nothing left that they can buy with their fake fucking money. So
yeah. Well, you saw they killed Thomas Massey's wife.
I heard people saying that, but what did she actually die of? I
don't know. Haven't seen a cause anywhere. Let me see if I can locate an article. I doubt it's going to have the cause in there, though.
The article I looked up and posted in your chat, Drizzle, there wasn't anything about what she died from.
Any cause of death? I don't know if she was sick or she might have had some long battle with cancer by tomorrow when the news breaks.
Well, then they show the picture of her from a week ago, and they're all happy family. She's got the grandbaby in her arms. She doesn't look sick at all. So, who knows? Well, I mean, she could have had a brain aneurysm. That'll take somebody out like that.
Oh yeah, that'll take you out in a heartbeat.
As my brother made me painfully aware back before I turned 40 that people our age just die all the time and they call it natural causes.
Right.
and then there's my asshole friend who told me when I turned 40 that I probably only got 20 good summers left in my life.
Nice friends.
Yeah, I always fuck with them every year about that one.
Here's so this is from and I can't put it up on the I guess I could put it up on the screen. But there's no point really because it's all text. It's from WLKY in Kentucky. Just an article announcing the death of the wife of Thomas Massey. It's a very short article, and the very last sentence in the article states Thomas Massey has not disclosed her cause of death. So apparently he has chosen to not make it public.
That's fishy.
It's interesting. I don't know if it's necessarily fishy yet, but it's definitely interesting. Because why wouldn't you make it public? I understand, privacy and all of that sort of thing.
I mean, for all we know, she could have had an overdose.
Well, it's like I got into it with a couple guys that I used to do a pod. Not got into it, but they were talking about Stormy Daniels, and I told them I thought she was dead, right? And they were like, "Oh, she's not dead," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, then look up her obituary."
What was her name? Her real name, not her stripper
I
name.
don't know. I looked up Stormy Daniels, and there was about 5 or 6 obituaries that popped up.
I mean,
Now, if she wasn't dead, why is there an obituary?
that's like 1 out of every 8 trailer park girls born.
Well, back in I want to say it was the very beginning of COVID, or maybe just before COVID. There was a string of fucking porn stars, like 22 of them died. And I
Yeah,
could have
I remember
swore
that.
her
I
name
remember
was
that.
in
August
there.
Ames
Yeah,
was one of them.
yeah.
Because that was the one that hit my fucking timeline.
Did they suffocate and bukkake fucking scenes gone wrong or something? Like, how did it go down? I mean, I don't pay attention to that part of the world.
Most
usually.
of them were like drug overdoses, natural like heart attacks. You know, they're not going to tell you what they really fucking. Those women are caught up in some weird shit in the fucking porn industry, dude. So
some bad dad issues, I guess.
Well, that's one of the ways you get there.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I got into them with it a little bit, and I was like, well, go look at her obituary, and they're like, what? There's an obituary? And I'm like, yeah, there's more than one. There's about 5 or 6 of them.
But that was her fake porn name. I think, let's see, quick internet search, tell me what her real name is. Triflin' Ho. I guess I gotta use a different search.
I'm going to say Suzanne Jackson. That is my final answer.
Suzanne Jackson?
Yeah.
Stephanie Clifford.
Damn, I was close.
Now look up a fucking obituary for that.
Let's see. Stephanie Clifford obituary. Or Stephanie. Also known. Oh, wait a minute. Real name is Stephanie A. Gregory, also known as Stephanie Clifford. What the fuck does that even mean? She's got aliases?
Married name?
On top. Aliases on top of her alias?
Probably. She probably got like multiple passports. She's a double agent for the Soviet Security Bureau, although that doesn't exist anymore. Or the Russian Security Bureau. There we go. Let's update the joke.
Well, that's interesting. Stephanie A. Gregory passed away on March 29th, 2023.
Oh, my goodness.
She was survived by her 2 children, Zach Gregory.
Well, if she passed away last year, who the hell has that been in front of the cameras?
It's a fucking clone, brother.
That's a hell of a clone.
You gentlemen know what Clonaid is?
Clonaid?
No.
Wait, yes, I have heard of that before.
Clonaid is a group. It's a cult. That's the name of the company that they came up with. But these people that created Clonaid are the ones who created the first human clone by the name of Eve. And this is all on the internet. You can look this up. You can go to the website. You can get your animal clone. You can get all kinds of shit cloned for body parts, whatever the fuck it is you can imagine.
Yeah, you just got to pay for it. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I have heard of this before, yeah.
But I've been called a fucking tinfoil hat motherfucker for saying that shit, and I'm like, go look it up, man. It's right there on the internet. Anybody can find it.
That's the worst malinformation of all. The shit that's real.
Yeah.
Well, they do have a business
TikTok
plan.
Will definitely not let us post this. That's for sure.
They do have a business plan and a stock ticker. You can really look it up if you want.
It's a real company.
During the whole COVID thing, it was like, well, the NIH has these studies on their website if you go look at it, but
it's called PubMed.
This is better to go listen to those people that you don't know on TV. They get paid to lie to you.
Dude, I spent so much time on PubMed in 2020 looking at fucking abstracts for various nanotechnology applications. It was fucking wild.
I love how they're just going back and deleting things off the internet that are just, unfavorable to their bullshit story they've been telling everybody for the last few years.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, they're going to be telling everybody that they were against vaccines and they thought it was a bad idea.
Probably. I would not be surprised to to see them try that. Because it would just be another inversion to break people's brains.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's just millions of people who have these conditions they didn't have previously that, I guess Donald Trump isn't out there taking his big credit anymore for his Operation Warp Fuck people. Whatever that shit was.
Well,
I'm thinking that maybe when he's elected again, he's going to save us all this time.
Oh yeah, this time it's going to work. We just need to vote hard enough, right?
Yeah.
Tribunals. They've been doing these tribunals down in like Guantanamo Bay for the last like 8 fucking years, I've heard, and all these evil people like McCain. He didn't die of his cancer. He was executed.
Did any of the Q people ever explain the Hillary Clinton appearance at the Tony Awards a couple of weeks ago when she was supposed to have been executed in Guantanamo, like 2022?
It's the clone.
Anybody bother to explain that?
Clonade. It's very easy for Bill to get another Hillary. Yeah.
Very easy. Because if you have the money, why wouldn't you clone Hillary Clinton? That would be the first person I would clone.
I think if Bill had anything to do with it, that bitch would be the last one he'd clone. Like, Jesus.
I've heard she's dead too, the original fucking Hillary Clinton. No, I'm not gonna. I just heard that. So
evil like that bloats up like a toad and lives to 100 before it fucking kicks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
the example is Kissinger. Yeah.
Look at how good she looked when she came out on the Tonys or whatever in that foo-foo dress or whatever.
Yeah, she was wearing that big ass muumuu, so you can't really see much of her. But her face looked good. Yeah, she looked nice and fresh and young in the face, like she had just been drinking baby's blood backstage.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
My favorite like capture of her is that thing that Charlie Robinson used to use in his intro to his Macroaggressions podcast.
When she's fallen.
When she's gone.
Oh, yeah.
That's
she needed some adrenochrome, dude. That
was the money shot right there.
Well, they didn't even take her to the hospital, dude. They straight take her to her daughter's apartment. Now, why would you do that? Why don't you take her to a hospital?
Because we got shit back there we inject into her that works much better than the shit they got at the hospital.
So,
I mean,
big old fucking IV bottle with blood coming through it.
Yeah. Well, we harvested some children for you, Hale.
Good Lord.
It's going to hurt them a lot more than it hurt you.
Yeah.
You'll be back harvesting souls tomorrow. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope I never
run her again.
I just never hope that in my business life I ever come across an associate that pays very well but has, like 55 people who decide to kill themselves after they've done business with you.
Right.
Well, look, Rob, in order to make omelets, eggs must be broken.
Sometimes with two gunshots to the back of your head.
Sometimes you don't get it the first time. Like, have you ever had to crack an egg twice because you didn't quite get it the first time?
Well, usually when you crack that egg, there's no going back. So I don't know.
Well, one of their recent victims was hanging from a tree and shot himself in the chest with a shotgun.
He had skills.
How the fuck does that happen?
He had skills, Tom.
Hung himself with an electrical cord and shot himself in the chest with a shotgun.
That's right.
Or Gary Webb, 2 shots to the back of the head.
To the back of the head.
How does that happen?
Isn't that how everyone commits suicide?
Right. By doorknob.
I thought that was normal.
You would think that the people who get involved in these operations would know how it ends. Like, you're gonna eventually outlive your usefulness and be a liability and somebody else who can dime out the operation. So
But these are human beings, Rob. So they're going to again delude themselves into believing that they are essential to the operation and that they're not just an interchangeable part in a larger machine.
So how many of the original fake 19 hijackers do you think actually did get fucking murdered during 9/11 and they thought they were, playing games?
No, I didn't think they got murdered during 9/11. I think some of them got murdered after 9/11. I don't
Well, I
think
know
any
there
of
were,
them died on 9/11.
well, there was a bunch of them that came forward. They were still alive after the fact, saying that people
Correct.
used their identity
Yeah.
through that bogus consulate.
I don't believe anything of the official narrative of 9/11. None of it.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, I don't want to sit and like argue the silly things that people want to argue, like
Right.
if there was planes,
Like,
if there was
was it
some device like
right? Or
thermo.
was it an energy weapon? It doesn't
Yeah,
fucking
like
matter.
it doesn't fucking matter. What matters is that the people who did it are in control. They've been
Yeah.
in control, and they've used it to take away everybody's freedom, um, methodically.
Methodically, yes. Which
And every
shows
step along the way.
premeditation. In other words, they planned this before they fucking executed it.
It's like some fucking terrible movie that they made that's trying to like jam it all in under 2 hours so people will go watch it.
Right?
Like there's so many like cracks in their fucking whole scheme, and there's so many people. They never show the people in the rest of the world that are like really protesting hard. Um, I remember the Europeans were getting real happy with like spraying shit on the politicians' houses and um, pretty much letting them know that their shit wasn't going to stand.
Yeah, why did that stop? Because I haven't seen that going on for like
Well, they
months
made
now.
they captured a fake counter revolution and they got people elected to say the right things, and I'm sure they'll be back fucking capping the cow farts and murdering enough of them so nobody can eat anymore because the bugs are next. Get your bugs.
Yeah, I don't think people are actually going to have a choice in that. There's already products showing up on shelves, I believe, in Asia. If I'm not mistaken, Asia or Australia. It's somewhere on the other side of the world that have cricket flour in them.
Yeah, but you have to know the right
Look,
words.
dude, if they are telling us it's in our food, then you can guarantee it's in our fucking
Yeah,
food.
it's already in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And it was probably in it before they were even telling us that.
this is the I was just telling people earlier. If it's in a box, it's not food.
Right?
I'll agree with that. Even though the
Some like
sausage I buy comes in a box because it's a big box of sausage.
I mean, there's different kinds of boxes, you know. Ask Brad Pitt about that. What's in the box?
Oh, dude.
So
That's a strange
what was
motherfucker
the
right
best part of Pork Fest, Rob?
The people, just the being around people of like mind for a week, in some type of like fake cosplay fucking way. Uh, just watching how things, happen without people being in charge and people just doing what they're supposed to do. Generally, personal responsibility and you know, seeing everybody's different ways of life because people come from all over. It's not just people in that area. So
Yeah, it does
I,
seem kind
I,
of
I think
cool.
I think the conversation, sitting down with people, just talking about their beliefs and stuff is great, and finding out that you're not the only people in the world that believe in this type of thing. So I'm headed out to the Third Eye Carnival next week.
Oh
Get to
yeah,
meet Drizzle and Yona in person for the first time.
nice. That'd be fun.
Yeah, in person meets are so much better than the virtual stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I've been told. So I'm actually anxious to finally experience that experience.
Yeah, passionate joy with people you've been friends with for years but never met.
Oh fuck yeah!
Right.
We'll definitely be doing some of that because it is Colorado, so it's around.
Just gonna let you
Holy-
gentlemen know, dude. The fucking prices on their shit out there is expensive.
Oh, that's fine. I already figured it was going to be one of those kind of weekends where like I just have to set a budget and like can't go
Right.
beyond this.
There's that most of them have like an iPad or some kind of like tablet device, and basically when you talk to the person, the bud tender, whatever they want to call themselves, and they show and they show you like prices of like 70 and 8 and like 60, 50. You got to tell them, what are you trying to fucking steal from me? And
Right.
they're like, oh, okay. And they'll like go a couple pages and they'll get to the $25 and 8. And it's still like, 25, 30% kind of stuff. Good stuff. But
All right.
I call it the tourist menu. When you come out of town, they'll show you the stuff that's like ridiculously priced. If you come to New Jersey,
makes
it's all
sense.
ridiculously priced in New Jersey. All the dispensaries are new. They had like 6 in the state for medical, and over the course of the last couple of years, after they recreationally legalized it, they started like granting licenses, and now it's like oversaturation of the market. But they're still all trying to charge you 50 and 8 or 60 and 8.
Damn.
See, like when I went to the dispensary when I was up in Colorado, they had everything was on a board, so it was all listed. You know what I mean, like their prices and shit.
Right. That's what I was used to from Mexico. Like the cartel dude would just shoot you a menu and it was just like all listed there, with
The
price.
cartel dude.
You just pick off the menu what you want.
Oh, that's cool.
Now this guy was pretending like he couldn't get real heroin. I mean, he had cartel connections in Mexico.
In Mexico, shit, whatever you want, I could get it in Mexico. Like you would not believe some of the shit that was on the menu. I was like, I can get that. Okay, I'll keep that in my back pocket. One day.
Go hang out in a city bar for a while and talk to a lot of people outside.
I mean, shit,
smoking.
you can get DMT.
And TJ, your heart, you can get whatever your heart desires.
Exactly.
As long as you have the money.
That's right.
And I mean anything.
Yep.
Well, there's a will, there's a way.
Well, no, it's the cartel. You just tell them what you want and they bring it to you.
I had a couple people like they went down there and to go to the hotels, and basically the hotel, you just tell them what you want. Like they take all the light bulbs out of the rooms, dude, because everybody would take the light bulbs to smoke their dope with. So you had to request light bulbs and shit. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So. Yeah, and the girls they were getting there were just a little, not a little, but a lot underage.
Oh yeah, but it's that's basically Wild West. So there's a lot of stuff going on there that you don't see pretty much anywhere else.
Right.
I'm trying to remember. I don't specifically remember anything that kind of smelled like human trafficking while I was down in Mexico, but I'm sure it was probably going on. There were dudes that would roam the Costera, and basically they were like hype men for various businesses. They would just like be in the area of that business trying to draw in, the tourist money and all of that stuff.
Right.
Some of them might have been into stuff. There was one dude I remember when I first got into Acapulco. I was trying to find just a place to park so I could get out and go get a hotel room. And like on-street parking down there is just like ridiculous. Like if you find a spot, you fucking take it wherever you find it, because you're probably not going to come across another one for a while. But he was trying to like get me a parking spot and like, oh no, you want to stay at this hotel over here, and just like running me around. I was like, all right, dude, whatever. I eventually got away from him because I did not get good vibes off of him. I was like, I don't think I should be staying here. This is way too complicated.
Yeah, he's trying to get you to go to this place.
Yeah.
It's probably shady as fuck.
Yeah.
They're probably going to rob your ass when you're in the fucking room. You know what I mean?
So if I need a kidney, can I count on you to count on your cartel connections to hook me up?
Sure, man. Yeah, I still know people down there.
Fortunately, both of them are still working good, but it's good to have that in the back pocket just in case.
I mean, it never hurts to have a backup plan. And it's always good to know people.
I thought I was going to have to go the Chinese prisoner route, but it's good having friends.
I mean, I think on any given Saturday night in Tijuana, you may actually be able to just like pick one up at the corner market. I'm not 100% certain on that.
So I got to know, did you go see the legendary donkey show?
I did not. The one time I was in Tijuana, I was even at that young age, I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah,
that surprises me.
Why?
I mean, I know that you like to see the fucking bizarre and the fucking strange in the world. I
don't know that I necessarily like to. It just finds me.
A spectator of this grand design of fucking clown world, and you know, you never know what you're going to see out there in the world if you let yourself go into the wrong areas.
Or even the right areas.
Back in the day, I probably wouldn't have checked it out, but now I probably would.
The donkey show?
Yeah, now I definitely would.
I mean, it seems like
I've seen it on YouTube, so is it really that much different live?
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
What are you talking about? You can see the fucking sweat. You can see the nervousness on the fucking person with the donkey. What kind of fucking performance art are you getting on fucking YouTube? Guys, disappoint me.
I don't know, dude, but I seen this one with a horse, and the lady was in a fucking straddle, like underneath the horse. And yeah, dude, all I know is the horse was,
of all the things,
he was killing it.
Like, haven't women died from that before?
I don't know about women, but I've heard of men have.
Oh my goodness!
Of all the things they try to take Joe Rogan down for, like, back before he had a fucking podcast and he was just some comedian actor, he had a website, joerogan.net, and he had this video on there, death by horsecock, he posted, and goddamn, it's still like stuck somewhere fucking deep in the recesses of my brain, and I just can't fucking shake it out for something, seeing some dude fucking go to a horse farm and get killed by a horsecock. I'll tell you that the title, it wasn't false advertising. You got everything that you fucking expected from the title.
Oh my goodness. I wonder if it's still up there.
I don't know if joerogan.net is even still a website, if he maintained it. I haven't looked in like 15 years, but that was enough for me.
Right?
Gonna find better shit to do. I see some dude getting killed by a horsecock. I could have learned something. I could have done something.
Huh. Looks like it's been bought. It redirected to a site called hokey69.com. Looks like it's gambling.
He's
a gambling site. Yeah, you type in Joe Rogan. I don't recommend that people do this at home, but if you type in, it's Indonesian as well, because it's wanting to translate from Indonesian. And there's a scantily clad woman there advertising slot machines, I think. Yeah, so it's all up to date and modern now at joerogan.net.
he must have been fucking scraping for pennies not to maintain that at the time that it came up for renewal.
I mean, I don't know. I think
would you
.com
want
would be more important.
if if you were a famous person, would you really want some Thailand sissy boy service advertising on your name?
I mean, there is no such thing as bad publicity.
I guess so.
Right. Well,
I mean,
it's
I
the
think it
first
would
I've ever heard
actually
of it,
it would
so.
help Liberty Radio's reach if we were associated with like some Malaysian gambling porn outfit. I don't know. Sure.
I can see the potential.
Yeah. Slap a
For
logo on that thing.
build an empire.
Build an empire.
I mean, I don't think anybody else has done it yet. We could fucking corner the market.
Right?
Well, I mean, the problem with getting involved in that dirty business is now you've got the lady boys and the trannies battling for like supremacy on the streets. And for the tourist dick, I guess, the tourist dick dollar, whatever you want to call it. So I'm not sure it's a stable situation to try to fucking put a business plan around at this point.
That's
Let them
exactly
fight it out.
what you want, Rob. Look, here's what we do. We fund
Volatility in the market.
We fund the trannies, all right? We also fund the lady boys. That way we can control both sides of the conflict. We'll fucking make out like bandits.
That's some Rothschild fucking dynasty kind of shit you're talking there right now.
Damn straight.
Have you guys
I pay
ever watched
attention.
Broken Stimulation?
Every now and then. Every now and then.
So Sam was telling a story one time. He was downtown LA somewhere, right? And he was like, some people were crossing the street and this car full of gay folks were in there, right? And no, it was gay folks in there with trannies crossing the street, and they were about to run the trannies over, right?
That's even funnier.
Yes, yeah, dude. So the trannies and the gays are like fighting with it, oh, fuck you. They're all talking shit to each other, So the trannies kind of go away, and the fucking gay dude or people fucking take off down the street in the car. And I don't know what happened, dude, but it ended up back at this like place, where the strippers shop to buy all their little, outfits or whatever. And the trannies were in there shopping, and the gay people went into the fucking into the shop, dude. And they just started beating the shit out of each other right there and shit. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Sam was tripping. He was like, dude, they were killing me. I thought somebody was going to fucking die.
Oh my God.
That's a classic supply demand. There's only so many cock dollars. And,
Yeah, yes. It has built-in scarcity. You're absolutely right, Rob.
Right?
Absolutely. I mean, less Adam's apple, the better. You're fucking winning. You're winning in that situation every time.
Can you all imagine what high school is like these days? Because
dude, I don't even want to.
Well, like back in our day, you
retarded.
had all the cliques, right? Like you had the preppies, and you had the jocks, and you had the popular
and the
kids, and you had the
mods,
stoners, and you had the geeks and the nerds and all that shit, right?
Now you got the interspecies, the intersexuals.
Today you got the trannies, you got the lesbians, you got the gays, you got the two-spirits, you got the furries.
You got the
it's totally different world.
15 levels of the spectrum from fucking vaccine poisoning.
Right. You've got the Asperger's, you've got the half burgers. Yeah.
I mean, I've personally heard two stories from people telling me, someone telling them about a fucking cat kid in the classroom where they went to the litter box.
Oh my God.
Two different school districts.
Stop.
People have told me this.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I heard a story that a fucking a mom actually took her daughter to the fucking veterinarian because the daughter thought she was a fucking cat.
Well, that's why you're the adult mom. I mean, I guess it's time.
Did the veterinarian play along?
I didn't get into that part of it. I just
damn it,
I
I
didn't
would've
even
found
want
out.
to. I was like, dude, somebody should
Well,
slap that mom.
I want to know
but
how
whatever.
far it went.
sadly, the old orphan trains turned into sex trafficking trains, and things
I
haven't been the
think
same
that
since.
too, Rob. Like, I don't think that shit ever stopped.
No,
I think it's been going on the whole fucking time.
it's been going on for thousands of years, gentlemen.
Snatching children from their parents from the dawn
They're
of time.
doing it at the fucking U.S. southern border every damn day.
Well, Greg Reese did a little video on that shit, dude. It's about a 15-minute video, and it starts right off. He's like, right from the get-go, he's like, this is the Catholics are behind this shit right here, you know. And then he started going back into history a little bit, explaining about like how Mariah says the Cabbage Patch Kids.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is legit, dude. I'm not saying that they were Cabbage Patch Kids, but basically these were incubator babies, and you could go get one anytime you wanted. You'd go to the World's Fair, and they had incubator babies, and you could go buy one, just like that, like Sears or Roebucks. You know what I'm saying?
This is the first time I'm hearing this.
But I'll send you that video. I'll try to find that Greg Reese video, and I'll post it in the Telegram.
All right.
But basically, the crazy houses, you know, the mental institutions, they weren't even mental institutions, dude. They were boarding rooms for all these fucking kids that they were fucking. Because back then, dude, a lot of times people would sell their kids because they couldn't afford to take care of them. Right. Yeah. So a lot of them would end up in these institutions that they were calling mental institutions, but really what they were housing fucking kids that nobody wanted.
Big orphanages. Yeah, people were like giving their kids away because
some of them were being taught to be psychopathic and shit like that. Like some of our fucking politicians back in the day were part of these little fucking orphanages or whatever you want to call them.
Well, all they did was transfer and transform that system that they already had into place into what we now call CPS.
Yes.
Yeah, they just made it a division of the government as opposed to like private entities, because you don't really have orphanages in the United States anymore. Did you ever notice that?
Yeah.
They have they're still in other countries. There was an orphanage down the street from where I lived in Acapulco.
You got 50 grand, you can adopt a kid from any country.
This is true.
Yes, sir.
Just look at Angelina Jolie.
My ex's family, her uncle, they adopted some Russian girl who was like 12 years old. Cost them like 50 grand.
How did that turn out?
Oh, she was severely crippled by her youth and spun into drug use, and it was they were an affluent family, so she went from being super poor in some third world country or second world, whatever you want to call it, and
to having everything.
I remember
that's always a good situation to produce a beneficial outcome. Yeah.
I remember when she first was getting acclimated, she was like wearing these fake gold chains with like dollar signs on them. I was like, Jesus Christ, this ain't gonna end well.
Right.
Well, I mean, at least she picked up on that part, I guess.
Right.
Something rubbed off.
I think so. It's like, having the winning lottery ticket coming out of the trailer park.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to end well.
Bad shit's going to happen, but it may be entertaining, depending on your sense of humor.
That's right.
It's definitely going to be entertaining, yes.
That's right. That's why you always got to tune in. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for Liberty Radio for the month of June. We will be back on the air next month. Once we make it back from our excursion in Colorado, and hopefully there will be some extras to be had along the way, so that you can see some of the crazy stuff that we get into. I am looking forward to meeting Rob in person for the first time out in Pueblo.
Dude,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna lie, I'm so fucking jealous because I would love to go fucking burn with you guys. You know what I'm saying?
I'll just plan on the next one, Coop,
Oh, yeah.
wherever that's going to be.
If we're still around, I will. It's definitely up in the head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to
Oh,
do
yeah.
it. Definitely.
And in person is definitely the best.
Yes, sir.
It certainly seems to
Unpredictable.
be.
Unscripted.
Good night,
I know that
everybody.
nobody's. Have a good one,
Peace.
everyone.
Everyone have a good night. Be safe.